Greetings, y'all. It's Matt from the Grand Arcade. I'm back playing some more Farming Simulator 25. It's a little late, but it is a white Christmas. It's snowing currently. It's the last day of January. We're fixing to progress on, but I did find the Christmas trees. I had to go and download them, but I did find it's the pack from 22. So you get a large tree. I like the large tree because you can walk up under it, and I always loved laying under the tree as a kid, just staring up through the Christmas lights. So there's that one. And then here's the small one. Now this one, it seems more illuminated, but I think it's just the reflection of the lights off of the branches. So that's the small one there. And then there's also a medium one that I did not put in, but it's about the same. It doesn't really have like the gold light at the top to kind of indicate a star. Of course, I don't think that indicates a star up there, but both of the small one and the large one have that yellow light at the top. The middle one does not. So, did find the Christmas trees. All right, just wanted to show those off. Got the pumpkins and Christmas trees. Oh my. Alright, so we are going to sleep and get into the next day here. Go to 7, should be fine. Good morning, Twitchy. Good morning, Fuzzy. Good morning, Jeff. How's it going? Alright, I think. Yep, there. It's a white Christmas. Definitely there's snow everywhere. Alright, let's go into, I think we're going to go into March. We'll just go ahead and go into March. So I got to work on some stuff. And you know how I said we were just going to plant all the fields and then work on things? I decided to just go ahead and start working on things. So we'll show that off as soon as I get into March here. I did download that mod, Fuzzy, so that's installed. The auto pay, what's it called? Auto pay payback loan. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. I could sit here and stare at that all day. What are we in? Is it February? Nope, it's March. Or not, is it March? No, it's still February. That's what I meant to say. Get into March here and take a look around. And we'll probably go ahead and get into April because we need to cut the alfalfa fields because they're going away. And I'll show more of that off here in just a second. Alright, it's March now. I'm going to change my clothes because it's going to get a little toasty in this coat. Put my t-shirt back on. This is my go-to. This is what I usually look like. I usually am in blue jeans and usually a black t-shirt. So, alright. So it's kind of foggy, isn't it? Let's do a little fly around. We're gonna, well, tell you what, let me run down here first real quick. It's a little foggy. We got goat's milk. So you might notice there's a new building down here. Betty, are you okay? Betty? Betty? Did you have a rough night? Well, you're still breathing. Betty? I don't know. She's still breathing, so she's got to be okay, right? Alright. So, built a new shed. I said I was talking about doing this. This is going to be our combine slash maybe planter shed slash maybe MacDon windrower shed. It's just nice and long. We got enough room to park the combines with the headers in here. So we could build a second one if we wanted to. If we wanted to go that way, but I think I'm going to turn this into field over here, and you notice the rest of the trees over here are gone. So, went in here and got rid of all the rest of the trees, plowed a big curved line around. So this is going to be the next field, right down in here. So we'll work on plowing that today, or maybe later if we don't get to it today. It's not a big deal, but we'd like to get into planting today, that's for sure. Let me just fly around for the rest of this. So there's the shed. Here's the area where all the trees were. We'll plow this out. So I got up here and removed all the trees up here. This was phase 2. That one down there was phase 1. This is phase 2. So came up, cleared out a lot of trees, plowed the perimeter out. Got rid of all these trees right in here. Plowed the perimeter out around these. All the way down to up here. And I stopped short of the alfalfa fields because we're going to cut that one more time. And then we'll come in and plow out the perimeter around here. Plowed out the perimeter around the water tower. Came down through here and plowed out the perimeter through there. And down through here. Got rid of all this cluster of trees that was right in here. And plowed out the perimeter. Made this nice and straight along the edge here. So I got rid of all the trees on the edge. And then, of course, the alfalfa field down here. We'll cut that one more time and then we'll plow. Basically, the plan, plow out everything inside that perimeter. So this is all going to be one field. So there's a lot to plow out. So this is phase 2. Phase 3, we're going to do a little bit at a time over here. So there's trees to remove in between these fields. Might be a little smoothing to do. Got a big cluster of trees right there, so I may save you guys from the agony of the chainsaw running for 30 minutes at a time. So, and then cut these trees. We're going to take this huge notch out of this field. Kind of curve this around there. And then we'll work on these trees down here. Take those out. And then probably bring this edge of the field on around. I may grass in a little bit of that edge. I haven't decided. It's awful close to the border, so I may do like a take the perfect edge and kind of grass that in a little bit, and then come in with the plow and plow around this corner here. Kind of want to extend this field, but there's a lot of trees out there to take care of. Lots of trees down here to take care of. Again, different phases. Right now we are on plowing phase 1 and 2. And then we'll start a little bit in phase 3, taking out the trees and stuff. And we may plow some of these together before we plant it. So that's the story here. Good morning, Mossy Oak. How's it going? Yeah, you won't have to watch me pay back the loan now. I haven't actually gone in and looked at the settings on that either yet. So I'm just assuming it's gonna automatically pay it back at 3 a.m. Of course, we don't have a loan right now, so there's nothing really to show. Alright, so let's get started. Oh, here's a save. I think I left that other tractor down there too, yep. I'll grab this one. Fuel it up. So yeah, just as we plow these fields together over here in phase 3 and 4, that's when we'll remove the trees, I think. And then I'm going to bring this back, fuel it up, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and get us into April. That way we can cut the alfalfa, because the alfalfa shouldn't be ready. I don't think it is yet. I took a wrong turn somewhere. Somewhere I did. Here we go. That up. Go. Just right here for a minute. Alright, let me go sleep some more. Oh, here comes the rain. That'd be a good idea for a game. What's Matt drinking? You get 2 guesses, and the first one to get it right would win the prize. Cool points right now. If they ever give away prizes, that'd be a cool game to do. What is Matt drinking? Nope. Yep, Fuzzy's the only one guessing this morning. Oh no. It's raining. Let's see, I was gonna check those alfalfa fields to see if they were ready. Go teleport to one. Pretty sure they're not. Nope, they're not. I didn't think they were. Boy, I didn't realize this alfalfa got this tall. Look at this. I'm standing up. That's me. Huh. Alright, one more sleep. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? Carbonated coffee, is that a thing? Oh man, it would be like hailing or raining. It's hailing. Golly. How long's it gonna do that? Oh, at least until 11. Let me sleep till 11, I guess. There ain't no more space at the chicken coop. Well, there's about to be. Where's Joe at? Oh, there he is. He's way over there. Hey, Joe. He knows he's Joe, too. He hears me calling him. Hey, Joe. Not very talkative this morning, huh? Alright. Let's see. We need to get... Those should be ready now. Yep, both of them are. Get these alfalfa fields cut and baled. How does this keep getting put on 7? It shouldn't be on 7. Not when you hire it out. Should be on 9 if you're harvesting with it. Had to plow into it a little bit there to get things lined up. Alright. Oh, it's going to show me those lines there in it. I might have to do this manually. I'll just do it manually. Wonder if I can do the steer assist if it'll let me do that. Yeah, because those lines are plowed together down there, that's why. Alright, let me just do that and I'll do it manually. Do auto, and then I'm going to do north and south. Show me the lines. Check a little strip down through here because it missed it yesterday. Yeah, there is a little strip. Because it kind of curves up a little bit there. I've already plowed it down here to where it will line up with the rest of the what I've already plowed out down there. So. Get all this plowed out, and then we'll have a big field here to plant. Yeah, I've seen the iced coffee. I've never seen carbonated coffee before. And it comes in a can. Is that right? Nope. I have to do a little smoothing right in here. Yeah, you can grab the baler if you want to. Get these alfalfa fields cut and baled up. Then we can plow these under as well. Got to get our big, huge field prepped and ready to go because it's time to start planting it. Yep, I'll set that at 9 since I'm doing this manually here. That way I don't have to touch the gas pedal. This thing can just keep rolling at a consistent 9. Oh, I can need to raise that. I can't raise that bar up, can I? Bring it in, it won't go up any higher than that. All I got. I don't remember the alfalfa being that tall. Probably just on different maps, it's different lengths. Oh, okay. So like a carbonation machine where it's one of those where you make your own sodas, and instead of sodas you put in coffee stuff. Okay. smooth and right in here, because it kind of bumps up where the road is there. Got another map coming out that I want to take a look at. It's another Papes map that's coming out. Been submitted to Giants. I think within the last 24 hours it was, maybe within the last 12 hours it was submitted to Giants. Good question. Hot or cold? Or with or without milk? I don't know, I would say probably without milk. Given the carbonation, I don't. We are cutting alfalfa at the moment. We have the Swath Plus mod that enables us to use the MacDon and the swather header. We can do planted grass and alfalfa and clover this way. This was a lot of fun to use over on Judith Plains, Montana when we played that. I've thought about going back to that map someday. Only problem is I don't like the fact that you can't get rid of the buildings. You can't sell the sheds and stuff that are there. They're just there permanently. You can't hide them. You can't sell them. That's one thing that I kind of wish he had done different. Make the map a little more, you know, customizable. Because I'll be honest with you, we didn't need 6 farms. You really don't. I mean, I think there's 6 farms on there if I remember right. There's a red farm. There's a blue farm. There's a teal farm, there's a green farm, there's a black farm, there's a brown farm, there's a tan farm. I'm probably forgetting one. Still no word out of him. I don't know what happened to old DJ. If he died, R.I.P. DJ. If he's in jail, you know. Hopefully he didn't do anything too, you know, serious to be there for too long. He got abducted by aliens. Say hello to E.T. for me. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody knows what happened to DJ. Maybe he joined an oil rig offshore. Joined the Peace Corps. Maybe he joined the army. Or something like that. Joined the military. I'd say one of the more likely ones is he met a girl and got married or something. Like, yeah, that'll probably throw a wrench in the farming simulator time, you know, for modding and creating maps and stuff. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows where DJ has gone. Nobody knows where he went. Oh God. Can't drive down the road with this, can I? Let me take some shortcuts on these little field roads. That's the one thing about this map too. It's kind of nice, you know, if there's signs out there on those roads, we can most likely hide them. But man, they are collidable. They're not phase throughable, and they do not collapse when you hit them. I don't remember seeing any signs up here. Long way around and see if I see any. There wouldn't be any right there. That's not really a field road. Not really any kind of road. And there's none right in here. Yeah, we did 100 episodes of Judith Plains, Montana. There's a playlist over on our YouTube, youtube.com/thegreenarcade. Did 100 episodes on that map. That was a very enjoyable map. And we played that one pretty hard. Yeah, we did what we do. Merged a lot of fields, cut a lot of trees. Pretty much got down tonight. Yeah, there are no signs that I've seen through here, so air this out and go north to south. This, I haven't connected this to anything, so this should do just its own field. Yep. Change that back to that. Where you going, bro? While he's doing that, I will grab one of these other tractors and start plowing. Tell you what, I'm gonna go start working on phase 3. And then when Fuzzy gets done baling and picking up bales, I'll let him get started on plowing out some of these centers. So all of this is going to get plowed out. Basically, I've created a perimeter, so as long as you stay, it's like coloring, as long as you stay inside the lines, everything should be okay. And then I'll plow around the alfalfa fields up here once we get the last one cut up here. I'm gonna start up here on the north end. and just work kind of north to south a little bit, or maybe east-west from the north. It looks like there's 3 separate fields here that could be merged. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'll take these trees out. It's not a very long process when you're using the lumberjack mod. You just basically walk from one tree. As soon as it locks onto the tree, you can move on to the next one, and it should just follow you along. Gotta get close enough for it to lock on. The only thing about it is having to listen to that chainsaw for extended periods of time. And what I'll do is I'll come up here where the field is actually at on this most western or eastern part of the area, and make sure that I've got clear line of sight and there's no trees in the way. Those trees there should be okay, so that we can line that up at some point. So I need to get the rest of these trees here and then go down that line over there, and then there's another field. I guess that's the other field over there. It goes down that way. Oop, missed that one. Got a little field road there, maybe. And if an autosave hits, it knocks you out. You can't, it'll stop cutting and you can't cut until you release it, so. One thing about it. Another thing about it is the shadows of the trees remain behind. So it kind of reminds me a little bit, and this is kind of a grim thing to think about, but you know, I work in radiation, so I've studied up on it. It kind of reminds me of the Hiroshima bomb, where objects, people, animals were standing when the bomb went off in Hiroshima, and it left the shadow on the ground. So it's kind of like a nuclear bomb went off over there in that direction and left the shadows on the ground of the trees. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Kind of grim to think about it that way, but yeah. It is what it is. Science. Okay. Cut up here. Park the tractor down there, and I was gonna kind of merge the corners there or make it like a line, but got to thinking about that. There won't be a line right there. All right, let me find. So I'm not cutting any of these trees like right on the border. What I'm gonna do is go up here where this edge of the field is at, and then just kind of go straight from there. Take out any that might be in the way. And it might line up with the next field over. Maybe. Where does the next field start? Oh, the next field goes down here, doesn't it? So what I may do is just curve that down since this is on a slope anyway. And just leave some of these trees up here. Where does that start? Let me go from this field. It's lower down. Head up through here. Alright. Push it out of the way. That goes up right there. Go ahead and get rid of this one. Try to do like a diagonal line down through here. Okay, let me go grab the tractor. I'll probably have to stop and cut a couple more trees, but at least I can kind of get the perimeter going here. Let's see that other field. Not really. Let me do a little flight. So basically right down through there where I cut those trees at. I think I'm gonna take out a few more before I go through there. Kind of reminds me of when my mom used to run the blender in the kitchen when she was making like a cake or something. Not the blender. What do you call that thing? The mixer. She would have the mixer. It sounds just like the mixer that she used. She's in there making some kind of cake, and then she'd let you lick the beaters. Anybody else have that memory? Kind of reminds me. She had a little handheld one for a long time, and then she kind of moved up to a tabletop one. Like a KitchenAid. Alright, that should work. Yeah, the crate field's not on. Hang on, we gotta turn that on. Let's kind of curve it around here. Yep, gonna have to do a little smoothing up here. And there's the edge of the field, and the trick is to try to line this up with the edge of the field before we get there. Just like that. Yep, gonna have to do a little smoothing right there because you can kind of see the curvature right in there. I'll probably have to go over to the mouse. Because unfortunately, if you're on console, that's as far over as your cursor will go. If you're on console, you can't do this. Sorry, guys. But if you're on PC, you can bring up the smoothing circle like that. See, that's as far as it'll go over if you're on console. But if you're on PC, you can go over the extra distance with your mouse. I hear a helicopter. So yeah, see how that smoothed that out? Won't take much. Just like coloring inside the lines, just gotta stay inside the lines. Just like that. Alright, just gotta take out this little cluster of trees there. Want to move on down here. And I see exactly where I need to go. But basically, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this and take out the trees that are in my way. Try to find this corner over here. There it is. Well, it's way over here, isn't it? So what I want to do is take this corner of the field and probably curve it around this hill right up in somewhere through here. I may go ahead and take definitely these two. That one might be okay. I think I am going to go ahead and take these two. I should be able just to kind of plow around through here and connect that like that. Just take these out just for them. Curve that around a little bit. Make that a little better. We'll do it. And then we move on up to the next one. So that curves around that way to the left. I think I'm going to take the curve on this one just right on through here. Not too much of a hill here, so should be able to connect it right with this corner here. I can see right where I need to take trees out at. So this corner, this field comes over really close over here to the edge. Leave that tree for now. I think I'm gonna take this one, this one, this one. Where am I at? I'm right there. So if I come in through this way, probably take that one. I think I'm gonna take that one. Okay. And maybe that one. Alright, let me take these out. Okay. Gotta curve this around starting right here. Try to make it line up. Oop, got a little far over on that one. Tell you what, I might just take it down straight on the furrow here. Let me get my EV mod up and running here. I'm just going to take that straight down there, and that should take that furrow straight down. Make sure there's nothing obstructable in the way. And what I'm going to do is curve this out a little bit. Try to just feather it out here. Because the field does feather down already. And that should get it. That out a little more. Let me do it backwards. Gonna be an interesting turnaround. It's kind of close to the border and the trees, so. But this is the way it was pre-made. I think that'll do. Good morning, CM Gaming. How's it going? just take out the trees in the middle there. And then we've got the north end. I have to go get a little go-go juice here in a minute. Here, take out this cluster of trees right here. Wow, I need that saw. Well, if you're on PC, I don't think Lumberjack is on console. But if you're on the PC game, it's in the in-game mod hub. All you need is the Lumberjack mod. And that's it. Lumberjack mod, turn on the delete trees function. And then if you do it just one tree at a time, you'll get the little red circle. Or you can cut the tree with the green circle, but if you tilt it that way, you get the red circle. And then if the game saves, like it just did just then, it'll turn orange. So it'll stop cutting. But yeah, you get your red circle and just hit it and it'll lock onto it. You can move on to the next one and then it'll cut that one while you move on to the next one. The Lumberjack mod, I think, for me, would probably be considered an essential mod. I have thought about going back though, going back to maybe Silver Run and playing that again, using the doing the traditional logging and making lumber and stuff. May do that in the future here. Maybe not do it to the scale we did it, because we built, man, in 22 when Silver Run came out, we built sawmills. So we bought the big sawmill up north, and then we built some more sawmills down south, and we were making so much lumber. We were making prefab walls, and it was crazy. I think that's all of them here. Let me go get the tractor. I'll come back and plow a little bit up here. But all of this will get plowed out. The things that are going to take the longest time is going to be like the big forest area over there and that forest area right there. I'll spare you guys from that. But these other ones that I can get knocked out right now, because I still got a lot of plowing to do down there in the phase 1, phase 2 areas. So I think I can cut all these right in here. got these little trees like this that look like bushes, but they're not bushes. They are actual collidable trees. That's not a bush. That's a tree. Console, unfortunately, yeah. There's several limitations with console. You can't do everything you really would want to do with landscaping tool, and there's a lot of mods that you don't have access to. Fuzzy just turned me on to the I need a loan mod and auto pay back the loan. That, I don't know, that maybe that's on console. I'd have to go back and look at it. I don't know if that's a PC only one or if that's cross-play. So like if you go to a piece of land and you want to buy it, but you don't have that much cash on you, it will take out the amount of money that you need and then leave you with, you know, a little bit so you don't go broke. But it'll take out just the amount of money that you need to buy that piece of land. And then when it comes time to repay it, it should take it back out automatically. If you have a loan out, it'll pay back whatever I guess you set it to pay back automatically. Kind of like auto bill pay. A little bit. Oh, loan mods are scripts, yeah. I do remember them saying that any scripted mods are not available, so yeah, that makes sense. See, the thing is with PC mods, that usually sometimes gets turned into a in-game thing. Giants did the same thing with logging, because logging was a mod in what we call today Farming Simulator 13. It was just Farming Simulator back then. Came out in it came out in 2013, I think, or 2012, and they called it 2013. Got those knocked out. Let me get these real quick. So logging was a mod for that, and Giants picked it up and put logging in the game in Farming Simulator 15. And Farming Simulator 15 is kind of where I started. Actually, if you want to really get technical with it, I started with one of the mobile games. And I don't even remember which mobile game it was, but it was very, very, very low. It was, the plants looked like crosses when you looked at them. And, gosh, this was very, very early on. Played it a little, but didn't really dive into it. Until one day in 2014, I saw an ad on TV. It was a commercial for Farming Simulator 15. I got to looking at the graphics on that thing. I was like, man, look at that grass. It's green. Man, look at the cows. They're animated. You can see them walking around. Oh man, look, it's got trees, and you can cut them. And then that's history. That's how history was made. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to come and mow some of these areas out maybe before we plowed them under. I don't know. There's a little bit of grass here. Probably not ready, quite ready. Probably wait till well, it is April now, isn't it? And we've never cut over here before. Trying to remember what mower we had, and I was thinking about it, and we have the Vicon. We have the Vicon and John Deere Green. Yeah, definitely we'll have to do some smoothing over here. Look at the dip right here between these two fields. Definitely have to do some large-scale smoothing right here. I'll go ahead and do that while I'm right here. Kind of dips on down through here. Get that smoothed out. See where it dips. That probably makes the game lag a little bit. Sorry, fuzzy. Alright, let's take another look at that. Oh yeah. That's much better. Much better. Probably need a little spot smoothing here and there, but that's much better. Alright, let me go get the tractor. And I think I may have to take some of these trees up here on this edge, right next to the highway. If we line it up with this field, yeah, we're gonna have to take at least the inner row of trees out on that. And make sure I'm lined up with this. Yep, looks pretty straight to me. Alright, so what I'll do is eventually come back and line that up and plow on across the road here. And I'll get rid of this inner row of trees at least right now. Maybe the inner two rows. They're kind of sporadic out through here. Anywhere one sticks out. Thought I'd be close enough to that one. Alright, let's see if that's good enough. I think it will be. Still locked in. Might be one or two I might take out. Where we did the smoothing. Like we did a good job there. Yeah, we won't be planting this field over here today. This is probably going to take me about a week's worth of tree removal and plowing. Whew, that one got close. One furrow off there. Hear the church bells. Where's the church at? Way over there. We're getting closer to it. Well, it is Sunday morning, so I guess they're ringing the church bells for church. Everybody's going to church. We're farming. Yeah, it gets louder the closer you get to it. Wonder if the people are still down there singing. Oh yeah, they have in church. Organ's going. Alright, so I'm going to take out these trees. Usually when they ring the bells that long, they've elected a new pope. So maybe they elected a new pope. I don't know if that's a Catholic church or not. It doesn't feel like a Catholic church. It feels like a Episcopal Pyrenean. I don't know. Episcopal, that thing. What's the ones where they? Oh, it's like a Episcopal. That's a word, isn't it? I think it is. Okay, I need to curve this around here. Maybe like a Methodist or something? I don't know. Maybe it says out front. Do they have a sign? Usually there's a church sign. Right across from the school. I don't see a church sign anywhere. That's a road sign. Nothing's on the building. I don't know. I don't see anything. We'll just call it the Starbuck Community Church. How about that? Pentecostal? No, I don't think it's Pentecostal. Well, at least not, you know, like the Pentecostal churches I've grown up around, so... Believe me, the music would be a lot different. Curve this around. Alright, so just gotta take out the rest of those trees and then plow that out and then tackle the huge clusters of trees up there. Now this right down here, I got plans for this down here. So there's the baseball field, right? I'm gonna try to repeat the process of setting up something like the Field of Dreams. So I'm gonna leave the drive over here. I'm gonna leave the road that comes down here behind the scoreboard. I think I'm gonna leave the road that goes around the back side of the ball field, but I am gonna plant corn all on this side over here. So we'll have to plow this up. So all these trees over here gotta go. That again, that's a lot of trees, so that's gonna be a project for I think another day. And then I definitely want to expand this field out that way. Probably take these trees out and then plant corn over here too, and then we'll just have separate fields of corn down here. Expand this field over to the road here. So we'll take out those trees. Alright, for right now, let's focus on the phase 1 and 2. Getting those areas plowed out. I'll work on this and all those trees up that way. I've got, you know, during the week that I can work on that stuff. Might do a YouTube exclusive episode where I've knocked those out. But I'll spare you guys' ears. I know running the chainsaw for 30 minutes at a time is not what you guys want to hear. Well, you can hear them church bells all the way down here. Wonder if I can stretch that gas hose. Let me just pull up to the edge here. Got gas at the farm. One reason why I don't like using the 12-meter plow, but I can make the hose reach. Just park it on this end and back out. Yep, church will be letting out and everybody will be rushing to go pick up their chicken wherever you get chicken at here in town. Maybe the gas station chicken. It's right behind the church there a little bit. Or come down here to the Dollar General looking thing. I don't think they'd want Dollar General chicken, but you know. Alright, let's see. Did the guy finish? Yep, he finished. So let me bring this back. Got a lot of grass out here. I don't know. I'm debating whether to come in and cut this grass. There's quite a bit out here. Mow along the edges up here. Got all these in-betweens. There's some pretty big swaths out through there. Parked that right in the way, didn't I, Fuzzy? Yee. Alright, I'll go park this down at the new shed. Down yonder. don't think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to put another tractor on mowers. I think that's 8R. Fuzzy got a full load already. I think my front mower did it turn on. It's lit up green, but it acts like it's not on. Yeah, it's missing some. What am I doing wrong? And why is it missing? Yeah. They released a video of the Field of Dreams, and they showed the actors, you know, coming out of the cornfield onto the field. And then it's funny that the whisper that they have recorded for the actual field is, "If you build it, they will come." When in the movie, the actual quote is, "If you build it, he will come." So why is my front mower... Maybe it's not low enough. Yeah, it's kind of floating. Not going low enough. Well, let me swap this out then. Let me try the 6R, I guess. Switch to... Get off there. Get off there. I think this 8R is just a little bit too big for it. Got the front hook up, but just a little bit too big for it. Where, oh, where did my 6R go? Whoa. This might be a little front heavy. Alright, this should work. I think it's closer. It is. It's cutting it now. So I could see like the weed part of the grass standing up in there. I was like, well, there's blades of grass standing up in there too. We got another full load. We'll have to decide where to put a dedicated alfalfa field at now. Next to the dealership, there's a train engine and a shelter. You mean here on this map? Next to the dealership, there's a train engine and a shelter. Let's go take a look. Which direction? North, south, east, west of the dealership? I bet there's not any collectibles on this map. Next to the dealership. Ooh. Hey, how you doing? North. Is it over here in the VFW? I'm calling this the VFW because it's got a flag, and it's got another flag on the side of the building there. North of the dealership. I think that's the fire department. Or maybe this is. No, this ain't the fire department. This is actually, insurance. Freeze Insurance. Freeze did the map. So it's FRZ, Freeze Insurance. West of the dealership. Let's go take a look. Oh wow, look at that, yeah. I didn't even notice this. There's a train engine in here. Can you drive it? Nope. There and take a look at it. Can I get up there? Nope. Maybe from this back part? Nope. Nope. Oh, maybe. Come on, get up there. Nope. I don't think it's possible to get up there, but you can see inside there. It's got some detail to it. Sure is a train engine, you're right. Huh. Must be part of the old train, Old West. Must be like a little museum piece or something. Is there a sign out front? Normally there's a sign somewhere. I don't see a sign. Just like the church. The Starbuck Community Church over there. Oh, it's the Starbuck Cafe. Mm-hmm. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sandwiches, burgers. Classic American food. River Dew. I don't know if I want to drink any River Dew. That does not sound really too appealing to me. Minnesota. Alright, back to work. Minnesota. Wanna get some tapioca? You know, I've never had tapioca. What is tapioca? Hey Siri. What is tapioca?
Here's some info about tapioca.
Make me read it. Tapioca is a starch extracted from the tubers of the cassava plant, species native to north and northeast regions of Brazil, but which is now found in West Africa, Southeast Asia, and elsewhere. I don't think this is the right tapioca. That don't sound right. Hey Siri, what is tapioca pudding?
Here's some info about tapioca pudding.
Read it to me.
This page is not set up for me to read.
Oh.
Of course.
What? I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything else. Oh, CM Gaming's got us some facts here. Guess he's doing some Googling too. In Starbuck, Minnesota, the historic 1882 railway station is now part of the other Starbuck Depot museums where visitors can view old station buildings and a sheltered historic train car on site. Cool. I've seen where they've done like the old train cars and made them into diners. That'd be pretty cool. To eat in a old train car diner. Morning, Adam. It's going good. We're gonna mow one more time around these existing fields and then bring the plow in and plow all this up. This is all gonna be one giant field out here. Yeah, this is the Vicon mower pack. I know this is for console and PC. But basically we've painted it green, obviously. It comes in red, but it's the Vicon mower pack from the in-game mod hub. You just have to keep the belts on the back, and when you mow, it rows it towards the center, so it kind of rows it up at the same time. I'm trying to remember where this first came out at. It came out either in 19... I'm going to say 19 or 22. Yeah, this is not the only one. If you go to mowers, of course the Big Crone Big M will do it. And then I know the Kongs will. These are actually larger mowers here. So this one is like a trail behind mower, so it's not directly connected to the it doesn't pivot with the 3-point hitch on the back of the tractor. Kind of like a trailed mower. Will it dry even after it's rowed though? No, it will not. Now you don't have to, if you don't want to row it, if you want to just widespread drop it, you can change that in here. So let me turn them off. If you hit that button, you can drop on the right side. If you hit that button, you can drop on the left side, or you can raise them both up, and then it'll just drop all the grass widespread. So then you can run a tedder over it and turn it into hay if you want to do it that way. But we're not turning it into hay. We're actually going to put this as haylage in the forge silo. The Samaz does it too? Okay, so that one right there. Yep, that's got the belts on it for it. So that and a windrow. The widths are probably different on them. I know the Big M will windrow. The Kong does it. And then we have the Vicon. If you had a really large like grass field, if you're on PC, you could get that mower deck. And that one, I used this one for a while and I didn't even know it would do the windrowing, but this one does the windrowing and it's huge. It's got a massive wingspan on it. It's like 20 something meters. Let's see, 27.7 meters for that one. But if we get a dedicated grass field, we'll probably just use the MacDon. Yeah, if you're doing it just for grass, you can just row it with this and it's ready to go straight into a baler. But again, if you want to do hay, you may want to raise those up and then you can just run your tedder over it and then go back and windrow it up and bale the hay. remember back in, I cannot remember which farm sim it was, but it used to be, I want to say it was Farming Simulator, it was either 19 or 22. And maybe it was a mod that we had at the time. But if you mowed your grass and you left it out there and let it sit in the sun for a certain amount of time, it would actually turn into hay. It would dry out in the sun. I think that was 22, because I remember doing that on Elm Creek. There's a large grass field down there, south of the farm, south of the railroad tracks. And we bought that and we did that. We let it sit there and dry. Do I want to mow that? Maybe not all that, because that's not a lot of grass up there. Maybe from here. Alright. Well, that time has come for the break time. I'm gonna go over here to the west side of the map. I think I've mowed enough over here. Fuzzy's probably like, how much longer are you gonna mow? There's more grass over on this side. I'll give Fuzzy a chance to catch up there. There are plenty of grass bales out there. We're gonna put that straight into the fermenting silos and I will start mowing over here when I get back. Gotta find the highway. Here it is. Now what I may do is start at some point here and go through and look for like signs that I can remove, because the signs do get in the way. So I'll probably just start right down here. Alright, so I'll be back in just a little bit. You guys on YouTube, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Always remember, you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see you later, YouTube. Bye.